No, I can't cover for you today. I got plans. Big plans. Alright, well, good luck. Bye. What the hell? Hey. Plans got canceled, so I'll be in for you. Alright, bye. Damn it. Come on, Julia, let's go. When I was a kid, not much older than my daughter is now, I remember going to a pizza restaurant. Not this one exactly, as I'm pretty sure this is not the same restaurant as 30 years ago. However, it is the location that I remember going to. I asked my parents for a little brother or a sister. Actually, it was more like I demanded a little brother and a sister, and I told them I didn't really care what they had to do to get it done. To just go ahead and do it. My mom made a little bit of a joke, saying that, oh yes, we'll just go in the bathroom and take care of that right now. Little did they know that a friend of mine had already pretty much informed me about the mechanics of how such things happen. So in essence, I was kind of screwing with them a little bit. In my early 20s, after my parents' divorce, my mom called me up. She used this story to tell me that I would soon be a big brother to Kristen. I would know Kristen as a baby. But unfortunately, circumstances, which I'm going to decline to get into, forced my mom and my sister to move around a lot, from state to state. I would visit them in Indianapolis, and, my favorite, Portsmouth, Virginia. But then they would end up in Hawaii, and for a few years, I wouldn't see them. Until a family friend, Donna, offered me her frequent flyer miles and a trip to Hawaii. Kristen at this point was 5 years old, and really didn't have much of a memory of me. The last time I saw her was when she was a toddler, So this was an opportunity for us to get to know each other. And to go and visit Hawaii, a place I had never been up to this point. So it was all in all a pretty exciting prospect and an awesome trip. On top of getting to know my sister and a chance to see my mother, it was also a chance at an exciting adventure, one that I would never forget. After a week spent in Hawaii, I was bummed to have to go home. On the car ride to the airport, I was pretty sad. And all of a sudden, my sister started attacking me, knocking my glasses off my face and making me laugh. My mom had a similar opportunity. She was visiting from Seattle soon, and she would get a chance to know her granddaughter, who she hadn't really known since she was 2. But before she would come, we had some time to kill. Summer was over. The kids were back in school. But that didn't mean there weren't plenty of fun things to do, such as the Hebron Fair. Plenty of fun rides for Julia to go on, a few of them which I was forced on, which was an opportunity for Julia to make fun of me, calling me a scaredy cat. She wanted to go upside down. I most definitely did not. Alright, do it once for me. And then there was the Chester Dog Fair, with Adam, Stacy, Lily, and quite a bit of the rest of the family, actually.
Yeah. That's mine down there, Lily.
She doesn't look scared at all.
No, she's not scared of anything.
I guess not.
Admittedly, we missed most of the good stuff, but we did do the lure race, which some dogs did pretty good, others not so much. Unfortunately, Lily was in the not so much category. She's still a young puppy. She has time to do better in the future. But in the meantime, they gave it the old college try.
Mine is too. I'm gonna go get it.
Yeah, Lily, get it.
Get it, Lily. Lily! 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 Where are they going? Okay. Lily! Okay.
Come on, Lily, you got this.
Is that a cowgirl? He's just a cowgirl. Oh, man. Look at you. Look at you. Come on, Lily! 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 Come on, baby! Oh, my God.
Oh, looks like I was wrong.
Lily! Lily!
Where'd the dog go? Where'd that?
Are you looking at me? Look at Stacy's there. I know. I'm back. Lily!
really might not have taken to it, but I thought Adam and Stacy did an admirable job in the lure race. It was now October, and my mom had a few more weeks before she was set to arrive. You're not much of a talker, but you're a great listener. Me and Julia had gone to Pumpkin Town, where we had been before, but not for a while. Last year we didn't go because I had all my car problems. In the past, I had gone with my mom and sister when she was much younger. I haven't talked much about my job recently. There's a reason for that. I enjoyed the non-working portions of my summer. But when I was working, it was hell. It wasn't fun at all. My Facebook memories is littered with literally 11 years worth of me saying that I was finally gonna leave Dunkin' Donuts. I was pretty much saying it from the jump. More than a few people have called me out on it on occasion. Summed up, though they may have said it a little bit more diplomatically than this, either do it and leave, or shut up. To be fair to myself, I did actually make some attempts to leave over the years. For instance, I went to Cumberland Farms, but that didn't end up working out. And then at the end of that year, which I believe was 2015, I got hired to write a book by a Muslim immigrant who was severely mentally ill, thanks to my friend Stacy, who recommended me after reading my book, titled "What the Hell is Wrong with Me?", which was about my experiences in the wake of my divorce and learning that I was codependent. The man whose book I was writing, Fabio, sold me on the idea that this book was going to do me great things for me. That it was going to make me a ton of money and make me famous, to the point where I could get my career off the ground and finally leave Dunkin' Donuts. I was thinking I was going to leave to be a big-time writer. And once again, that didn't quite work out. As I said, he was severely mentally ill and couldn't make up his mind what to do with the book once I finished it. In fact, it was actually something of a minor miracle that the book ever got finished, because there were times thanks to his mental illness, where I almost quit. But I pushed through it, and I finished the book. Unfortunately, it sits uselessly on my hard drive. After that, I left with my old boss to go to East Granby. I thought that I could, with more hours and better pay, get my life in order, and then finally leave. It didn't quite work out like that, and I eventually ended up returning to the Marlboro Dunkin' after having a completely miserable time in East Granby. Though it wasn't all bad, I did meet this guy after all. This year I've only made half-hearted attempts to get out, which is why I decided to take some people's advice and simply stop talking about it. My Facebook is now littered with dad jokes and not much else, and the occasional video. Fabio told me that I was too smart and too talented to be where I was, but it was like I didn't know how to use it, and I think there's a lot of truth to that.
Get this show on the road.
Truthfully, it didn't really matter if I left Dunkin' Donuts now or not. What mattered was saving up money towards my goals of making Corman Productions into my business and of moving closer to my daughter. Admittedly, I hadn't made much progress on either of these accounts. I knew I could do more than this. I knew I could be more than Dunkin' Donuts Dave. The problem is, I don't always believe that.
Hi, Dave. Dave, can I go home?
There you go. No. There.
The week before my mom finally arrived from Seattle, me and Julia went to a birthday party. It was a bowling birthday party. The last time that me and Julia went bowling was when I went with Team Sad. Other than my daughter, I did not know a single person at this birthday party. So it was an opportunity to try to pretend like I was not a completely awkward human being. And for the most part, I think I succeeded. And if you manage to fake it, even for a little bit, doesn't that amount to the same thing? Julia, by the way, managed to get 3 spares within the game. And I missed every single one of them. And finally, the moment arrived. The moment me and Julia had been waiting for a good solid month had arrived. My mom was finally here from Seattle. The day after she arrived, she picked me up from work, and me and her went to go pick up Julia. It was the first time they had seen each other in over 5 years. We went to Friendly's, and then to pick out a costume.
Yeah, because it's new. You can wash it out. Oh my god, it smells.
It's definitely scary.
The next day, we met up with Adam and Stacy, with Julia, in tow, and ate at a Chinese restaurant. The last time they had seen my mom was probably during my wedding party, which was 7 years ago. And then during that weekend, we went and saw my grandparents.
Grandma shark doo, Grandma shark.
Only she knows what it means.
Grandma shark.
Probably.
You don't know what to do. You don't know what to do. You don't know what. It's the end to do. It's the end to do. It's the end.
Okay,
I just
cut,
can't.
cut. Stop talking. Let's do this again. Sorry, Julia. You had rude audience members. Okay.
Baby
Yeah, it's
shark
fine.
doo-doo, baby shark doo-doo, baby shark. Daddy shark doo-doo,
Oh, I
daddy
can
shark
do it.
doo-doo, daddy shark. Mommy shark doo-doo, mommy shark doo-doo, mommy shark. Sister shark doo-doo, sister shark doo-doo, sister shark. Brother shark doo-doo, brother shark doo-doo, brother shark. Run away to do, run away to do, run away.
Julia.
Julia, you did get it.
Yeah, it seems I have a little service.
We ended up going down memory lane with a bunch of pictures that my mom had at my grandparents'. She was going through to see which ones she wanted and which ones that I would end up with. Julia would end up talking to my sister and her aunt.
Peace out. Peace out.
I can find out all that
As
stuff
well
in
as
the
Grandpa Troy.
And then,
That's in the internet now.
yeah, you're on the
My
internet.
I have to get
grandma
under that to do it.
My great grandma and my
Yeah.
grandpa.
And then you saw anything you want, you just tap it, then you go to it.
Should come up.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, there's different ones of
Yeah,
those. See?
there it is.
Yeah, 1939.
So anyway,
Maybe I'll put
you would type in Liberty Dino. Oh, we gotta cover this.
I should take the camera down. I think.
Yeah, the rainbow colored socks ruins the effect.
After leaving my grandparents, we went to Trick or Trunk in Cromwell. How you doing? Good, grab your girl.
And we have time.
that an actual eyeball, Jules?
Can you see?
Yeah, as soon as possible. This is Area 51. Top secret.
I got it, buck.
We met up with my mom a few more times before she departed back to Seattle. The last time for me was when I went to Marlboro Pizza with my grandparents and my mom. That was the last I saw of her before she departed, but not the last time that Julia saw her. She grabbed Julia and apparently Kaylee one last time while I was at work. Hopefully she'll be back in early February or in April, this time with Kristen in tow. Adam and Stacey had been dating for almost 2 years. Their anniversary being sometime early next year, and living together for a good solid year at this point. One of the joys of the last couple of years has been watching their relationship grow. In that time, Adam had become certain of two things: that he was in love with her, and that he wanted to spend the rest of his life with her. Adam, what's going on? Well, I'm about to step into work, but I got a few minutes. Really? That's great news. No, I'm totally on board. That's awesome. When are you thinking about doing it? Hey, listen. I'd like to be there. And so that was how I found myself in the park with Julia in the middle of December, weeks before Christmas, on behalf of my two longtime friends.
That's a good one.
All right. Love you.
Love you too, Leah. Lily loves you too.
Say Lilia.
In my time, I've existed in dark places. None darker than the places I found myself in last year. Places I never expected to get out of. I thought, for a time, for a very brief time, that the darkness would win out. But it didn't. It didn't win. It didn't claim me. I came back. And now here I am at the end of another year. And I'm good. Genuinely good. I'm in a good place mentally. This year was an improvement over last. And I mean, really, how could it not be? Did I make any progress towards my goals? Did I save any money towards eventually getting my own place and living closer to Julia? Did I make any progress towards making Corman Productions my business, making it my job. Not really. If I'm being honest with myself, no, I did not make any real progress on any of those goals. But towards the end of the year, I was on fire. Creatively, I was on fire with my videos. And then I came up with an idea. And it actually wasn't my idea at all. It had been my daughter's. Earlier in the year, she had asked me why we didn't have any merchandise. When she said it, I laughed at her. I didn't think we were nearly popular enough to justify having merch. But the more I thought about it, the more I thought it wasn't such a bad idea. And so, I decided to make some Corman Productions t-shirts. The t-shirts themselves weren't gonna get me to the promised land. That's your present, it's a box.
Alright, what do we got here? We got a t-shirt. Oh, cool.
And he's
Corman Productions.
and it even has your name on the back.
That's awesome.
I had resolved to live my life bolder. More like my daughter, who is unafraid of anything or anyone. I had so far put that into practice by trying to be more social, by trying to ignite my dating life. A life that I realized I had unknowingly chosen to put on hold. It wasn't time yet. What it was time for was to push myself forward. My boldness would now be taking the form of pushing harder at my dreams, to try as hard as I could to fulfill my potential, as others had done with their lives, as I had yet to truly do. I didn't know if I was going to be successful or not. I didn't know that I would ever truly get to where I wanted to be, or where I envisioned going. But I have lived far too long being afraid to fail. Being afraid of everything, really, when it came down to it. And I didn't want to live like that anymore. Fabio Gazelle had told me that I was too smart and too talented to be where I was in life. And he was right. I needed to believe that. I needed to believe deep down that I deserved more. I need that voice in my head to say I deserved more and that I was better than being Dunkin' Donuts Dave. The t-shirts themselves were not going to get me to where I wanted to get. They were not a means to get me there. But they were a statement. A statement that I, Dave Alden Corman, was as always the dreamer, and I would not be afraid to reach full out for the stars. 2019 was the year I didn't really do very much. I just enjoyed being stable. But in that year, my friends got engaged. And I made some friends along the way. 2020 needs to be about pushing forward, about reaching new heights. World, are you ready for me? Actually, I don't care, because one way or another, I'm coming.
Alright, I'm in a
That's your present. It's a box.
Alright, what do we got here? We got a t-shirt. Oh, cool.
And it even has your name on the back.
That's awesome.
If I take a look
Yeah,
at
that's fine.
it. Just a regular video that I might include in a YouTube video. Julia! Julia! They just got engaged. They're gonna get married. Alright, well, say congratulations. What do you... Go hug Adam and say... Alright, fine.
And if you like this video, do a like, thumbs up, and subscribe. You might like this video, so come on.